Hi everyone, welcome to my keynote on blockchain, real case studies to solve challenges. Before I jump into the topic, let me introduce myself. So I'm Frankowska, I am MD at Distributed Academy. We are a blockchain education provider for executive teams at corporates and the technical teams. We drive blockchain education as well as help developers become blockchain developers. By education, I'm economist, ex-investment banker by training. And Forbes under 30 winning entrepreneur in technology. I also consult startups. One of my latest clients is Pixby. It's a pocket money service for children that helps them develop amazing money management habits. So the reason why I came up with this topic and I really wanted to discuss it is because it's something that personally initially brought me to the blockchain space. So a huge potential, a promise of a blockchain technology to solve some of the most pressing issues worldwide. And actually, it's a blockchain features that make it so powerful and much more useful than a normal database. And these features like a distributed ledger, immutability, transparency, ability to encode smart contracts into it, or the fact that this is cryptographically secured, or you can transfer value via blockchain, helps us to build tools that have unmatched results and also really can help to solve some of the most pressing issues. And one of the issues is, for instance, banking for unbanked. So there are around 1.7 billion people worldwide that don't have bank accounts, and there are as well 200 million small to medium businesses. And they just don't comply with a standard banking requirements, or the whole financial services system is quite lengthy and it's quite expensive to these people. And in fact, blockchain technology can provide a gateway to financial services for the unbanked population, and it can be as easy as just downloading a cryptocurrency wallet where people can receive, send cryptocurrencies, or conduct cross-border transactions in much faster and a cheaper manner. A second issue that's actually extremely mind-boggling is identity. So there are over 1 billion people worldwide that they don't have a formal way of identifying themselves. So it's around 1/7 of a global population. And these people are excluded from the economy. And one of the parts of the functioning society economy is the inclusion of people where they can vote, when they can just own their identity, when they can buy real estate assets, when they can get employed or set up a bank account. So actually, using blockchain technology, we can move from a paper-based system and the databases controlled by NGOs into a distributed ledger where, for instance, refugees can just access applications based on blockchain where they can own their data, it's immutable, and for instance, it's cryptographically secured and biometrically secured. And it's much it's better way of solving the issue. And one of the great initiatives is ID 2020, which I highly recommend to look at. And overall, there's a very interesting McKinsey research stating that reaching out to unbanked population in Asian region can help region economically to increase from $18 billion to around $52 billion by 2030. The last issue I would like to discuss is sustainable food production. So as of now, there is a lack of transparency in the supply chain systems. There are problems with verification, authenticity, as well as, for instance, a timely reaction when it comes to food contamination. So for applying a blockchain technology to supply chain systems, you have a much higher transparency and visibility and reaction. So stakeholders can benefit through being able to identify what are the problems and tackle them appropriately. They also, blockchain-enabled supply chain operations can drive much higher business intelligence, which leads to better decisions and as well leads to, for instance, less food waste. On the consumer side, for instance, people can much easier authenticate items and ensure that they've been produced in an ethical manner. And this is all great. These are amazing use cases that really needs to be solved. They tackle most of the population worldwide, actually. However, the blockchain adoption is a really, really long journey, and that requires a separate keynote on its own. So I would just like to give you a real-life example, and most of you can relate to this one. Last month, I was speaking at the Centralized Days, and I went to visit a cathedral in Palma. And basically, when I arrived, there was a 45-minute queue outside the cathedral. And it took me 5 minutes to just Google the cathedral, see a buy button, buy tickets, keep the queue. I got it through my Sterling account, and I was inside the cathedral within 5 minutes. And the shocking fact is that everyone, a majority of the people, had exactly the same access to a technology. They have smartphones, and they could just keep the queue, which would cause another issue. Nevertheless, now ask instead of clear benefits, they just stayed in the queue. So now ask yourself, if you arrived at the cathedral, would you just go and join the queue, or would you go on your phone to actually Google if there is a better way, faster way to enter the cathedral? Because this is a journey ahead of us to actually see a blockchain adoption and real case studies being implemented and real benefits being seen. Thanks so much. That's it. These are my contact details, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.